Greetings. My name is Jed Shlackman. I work as a holistic counselor, spiritual energy healer, and hypnotherapist. For this video, I'll be reading a chapter from my book, which is Consciousness, Creation, and Existence, a Guide to the Grand Adventure. We'll be starting off here with Chapter 1. At the beginning of Chapter 1, there is a quote from the Handbook for the New Paradigm, Volume 2. This quote states, "Each is a focused point of self-awareness within the entirety of creation. This is not an insignificant status. There is no such thing as being just a human being." Conceptualizing creation. Those reading this book may be doing so for a variety of reasons. Your purpose in reading this book and your perspective and point of awareness as you come upon the book will shape what you get from your reading experience. This book is intended to share concepts, ideas, and experiences that may in some way assist the reader in the process of self-discovery and spiritual development. Of course, whatever you experience from your reading adventure will be appropriate to you. Even if you read the first 2 pages and decide that this book is pure drivel or bovine excrement, it's just the experience suited to you and your life at that moment. Before beginning to outline the creative principles focused upon in this book, I will outline some basic ideas about the nature of reality and existence that form the basis of the philosophy underlying my writings at this time. First, I postulate that the source and sum of all existence is what people may refer to as a creator, God, or supreme being. This idea of an infinite, all-encompassing creative essence has often been distorted through various belief systems that associate the idea of God with some limiting notion of a being that acts like a human parent. I intend to help readers expand their concept of a spiritual source and creative process to transcend such limiting religious notions. Since the Creator is the source of all, then everything in existence is generated from the Creator's essence. Creator and creation are actually the same thing. We just tend to define them from a dualistic perspective, trying to separate consciousness from its process of self-exploration. There is nothing that isn't part of the Creator or the creative process. At the most intrinsic level, God is spirit consciousness in a state of balanced, pure potential at its core. This source is inherently creative and imaginative and therefore generates vibratory fields of projected awareness within itself to realize all potentialities and experience them. As humans, we have become attached to numerous ideas and belief systems that guide our lives and our society, often erroneously thinking they come from a supernatural judge or ruler called God in the English language. Humans maintain ideas about good and evil that have nothing to do with understanding the creative source. These concepts, as well as the notion of sin, have been used to provide control and structure for society. For many, evil is anything that is destructive to life and which causes pain and suffering. Yet that's from a human-centered viewpoint. So most humans don't consider killing plants and animals evil, and don't even relate these types of beliefs to the normal patterns of nature, where life forms consume one another within ecosystems that must maintain balance and stability. There is ultimately no good or evil, no right or wrong. We just adopt values and beliefs for our limited identities, which include those subjective, dualistic notions. Those values and beliefs are useful to facilitate the types of experiences we have sought out in human form, but they do not reflect the true nature of reality or existence. As creative beings, we have constantly evolving beliefs and preferences. We use the feedback from our external world to help us recognize the implications of these beliefs, preferences, and resulting intentions. If we manage to have an experience of expansive, transcendent states of consciousness, then we can better relate to the realization that there is ultimately just infinite consciousness exploring and experiencing all the possibilities of existence that consciousness can imagine. If we begin to examine many of our beliefs, we will start to recognize how illogical and inconsistent many of them really are. In Western culture, there are many people who claim to be literal or fundamentalist believers in biblical Christianity, yet a true literal reading of the Bible contains so many contradictions that a person would become pretty psychologically disturbed trying to live according to the contradictory statements in that collection of writings. Since the Bible is such a significant influence on Western civilization, it became a catalyst for my own exploration of religions and spirituality, and I expect that many readers of this book will have some familiarity with the Bible, even though they will not have an awareness of the many sources of the texts and stories compiled into biblical canon, or of the coded and metaphorical information embedded within biblical narratives. Having been raised in a family environment that maintained agnostic and atheistic leanings, I was exposed to religious ideas mainly through the surrounding culture of school, media, and peers. This led me to later explore Christianity, while it also gave me a foundation for being in a position of nonconformity and divergence of philosophy from the surrounding society. This concludes chapter 1 in the book. Again, the book is called Consciousness, Creation, and Existence, A Guide to the Grand Adventure. You can find it on Amazon. It's in both e-book and hard copy formats. For those that are interested in spirituality and holistic healing, I invite you to visit my website, phinsights.com. That's phinsights.com. For now, I wish everyone a wonderful day. Namaste.